That's a cold start on that random true dual exit exhaust from Agency Power with an Akrapovic muffler rear section. It's a lot to say. We have a lot to do today. Let's go. So I'm selling a lot of stuff right now. I'm getting ready to move. I turned 30 this year, man. So I wanted to have like completely fresh start. Everything sold. No more Amazon furniture. No more cheap stuff that got me by in my 20s. I was thankful for it, but I want good quality stuff, even if that means less. Selling about 50 things on OfferUp. If you're watching this video, there may be a link below if you want to buy some stuff. But I got like 8 diecast cars, a Performante and a Bugatti and stuff. What is this? Is that a new 991? That thing's weird looking. I'm heading over to Precision, of course. Thank you guys for coming back for a new video. I don't know about, I haven't posted a video on the wing yet. I gotta post a video on that. Other than that, it's good, let's go. Oh! All right, buddy. Yo! Good morning! Ooh, you got those GTS taillights. Yeah. So we're here early in the morning. I don't usually get here this early, but I was up anyways, and Mr. Dev Reezy, my car, Kennedy's car, got Mike's car.
Different. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Oh wait, this isn't my channel.
You picked up the wrong camera, dude.
God, I'll just keep going. Anyway, so today, I don't know if Spencer updated you guys, but I'll update you guys. We were actually going to be installing his Acra X-Pipe onto the car. It's a full titanium to complete his Acra setup on his M3. That's why we're removing 2 O2 sensors.
Oh, that's a whole different story. We have a lot to explain. So you're ready to get into this whole ordeal? There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, there's actually a lot to talk about. One of the problems that we ran into is that, well, he ran into because I was actually out. So he came by to get this installed, and unfortunately, there's only one O2 bung there, none back here. But that wasn't a problem. So everybody thought that that was a problem because the car has 4 O2 sensors in total. And then in this case, we'll only be running 2 O2 sensors. So we're going to be tuning the car and removing the functionality of the secondary O2s. The purpose of the secondary O2s is essentially to measure and make sure that the cat is actually working, but as you guys can see, there are no cats. Then we are going to install it onto his car, which now has the Acra axle back already. So we're going to be completing the exhaust system for a full Acra system. Now, a lot of you guys probably saw online as well that Spencer was running a, I don't know what brand this is, whatever brand X-Pipe this is, but it is a true dual exhaust system. So it's individual banked from here to there. It goes all the way through, all the way to the rear muffler, and there is no merge whatsoever. When I say no merge, there's no X-Pipe, no H-Pipe, nothing to combine the two banks together.
It's called an 11 pipe. I came up with a name. I don't know how you would describe this besides 11 pipe, or I thought it was an H pipe that it would merge here. That's just to screw it in to hold it in place.
Yep, that's just a bracket.
But from my understanding, it's an agency power first generation true dual exit exhaust.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Exactly. The benefit of running a true dual is that you have no restriction, no back pressure whatsoever flowing all the way back. But the problem with that is that it's going to change the sound of it, and you actually lose power on NA from having no back pressure. So you want to have back pressure on these cars. Hence why people actually run. Oh damn! Hey Spencer.
What?
Look what I just found. You actually have a hole in it.
So that's why my dude, there are holes in both sides.
Yeah, that's why you're smelling exhaust fumes.
At stoplights, even after I put the gaskets on, I just sit there and I'm like, why are my eyes about to bleed?
Yeah, there's actually holes right here.
Well, I better take that listing off the forums.
Because I'm like just recording. I'm like, oh, there we go.
I'd like pull up to a light and sit there. I'm like, I'm so dizzy right now.
Now we know why.
Wow. Okay, well let's get that off the car.
Yeah, that's coming off. So yeah, so the benefit of this setup now is, oh, Spencer's new car, by the way. So this X pipe from Akra actually has 2 high flow cats there and then 2 resonators. That means it's gonna have no drone, it's gonna be tame, and it won't have the fumes as well because it still will be filtered. But you also have the same performance because it is high flow cats. So that's everything Spencer wants and needs.
Well, I want to do more induction sound because I'm going to do a carbon plenum on here. I had Eventuri before, but I want to try like maybe a new brand or Carbonius or something like that. But I'm really into the induction sound right now. So this, from what I've heard, has been the best sounding exhaust to pair with that too.
Yeah, so it is, because this is much more tamed. You get the performance. It's also titanium, so it's lightweight. So you have the benefit of everything that you need, and then you upgrade the plenum and do, you know, more induction sound, and that completes the car.
I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah, it's also nice too because, you know, we're trying new things here. We're trying to do new setups, new pairs, like things that people haven't done before, you know. A lot of people don't go for Akra full catback because the price.
Yeah,
like,
price is big.
Just doesn't make sense.
Well, I think when you spend money like that, you want to have the loudest system or the craziest. This is not the loudest and this is not the craziest, but I think it's the highest quality you can get.
It is. It is. Definitely it is. I mean, we've installed this full catback before. Yeah. To me, I thought it was pretty quiet, but it sounded really good. And you can't beat titanium that looks like this.
I mean, it's so light. When I picked up the test pipes, I was like nothing. I actually want to, I'll put right here in the video, this is how much the exhaust weighs. How much do you think it weighs?
The whole thing?
Yeah. I mean,
probably like 20 pounds, 25 pounds.
You got a packer, sir.
Bearings! Oh. So these are S85 bearings, and then this is rod bolts for S54s.
So that's for M5, M6?
M5, M6, nice. And then M3, E46.
Okay, so that exhaust is out now, and we have a real...
yeah, now you can actually show it.
I want to see what this is. Dude, how would that happen?
I'll be honest with you. I think this was at one point welded together for support, because that looks like a weld burn.
I was driving it, and even probably in the exhaust clip, you could hear an exhaust leak, and I assumed it was here, but these have fresh gaskets.
Yeah.
So it's definitely that.
For sure.
This is my first time having a tune ever.
Well, two things. Okay, two things, guys. First thing is, it's gonna be his first time getting high flow cats. Yeah. Okay, he's always complained about the smell. First time getting high flow cats. First full titanium exhaust.
Ever. Yeah, I've never had titanium.
Yeah, this video's gonna have a lot of things. For somebody who's owned this for years, you know, these cars, it's gonna be cool because it's gonna be a lot of first things.
I have never experienced titanium, never experienced Akra, never had high flow cats, and never had a tune. Overall, with the smell, high flow cats will fix that, right?
Eliminate it.
Completely.
Completely.
Okay.
It's still gonna have the cats, the functionality of the cats is to break down the O2s, the odors, for emission purposes, right? The high flow cats on OEM cats, I think it's like 1100 cell, and then the high flows on these should be a 200 cell. So you'll still break down the odors and the smell as well as emissions, but you'll have the performance of a catless car. So the high flow cats on this with the 200 cell should be equivalent, if not a little bit quieter than 2 resonators.
Got it.
So you'll technically have the sound of a quad resonator exhaust.
So you still get performance and sound and no smell.
No smell.
See, this is like the dream setup. Like I said, this is my 19th exhaust.
Yep.
And
well, that you can count up. I think we've done more.
I think we've done more. And then we're going to do an Alpine tune, right?
Yep.
Okay.
We are going to do a stage 2 tune, and we're going to remove the functionality of the second O2. Removing that actually might gain performance as well, because you're not factoring 4 O2s, you're primary only. So it should help, because that's why a lot of GC4 cars, they only run 2 O2s.
Got it. So I'm curious to see in the comments what people will say about running 2 bungs instead of 4 O2 sensors. I posted on my Instagram story, and I had, like I said, 50 DMs within a minute of every person who's a professional. They gave me 800 pieces of advice where technically what we're doing, we're just tuning out those 2 that we don't have.
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, we could cut it. Like I told you, I gave you the options, right? We can drill into it and weld on 2 more bungs. It just needs to be TIG welded. And it's a little hard to make because bungs are actually going to be stainless steel versus titanium. But it's possible, it's definitely possible. Why do that, right? We could just literally remove it completely and eliminate that completely, because now at least then you only have to worry about 2 O2s getting damaged.
And just for video purposes, this is off-road use only.
Yeah,
I don't drive this car on the street.
This is a track car, you know? We're gonna trailer it out of here. Once we hit like Red Hill Speedway, that's a different story.
The Red Hill Speedway. I'm ready, man. All right, does this mean we can start it up?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not going to be as dramatic because the other ones were so loud, but I'm curious to see how it is with this one.
So that's what you think.
Are my keys in it? Is it going to be loud, you think? Oh.
All right.
Oh.
So take quiet, and then when it revs up, it's loud. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's the sound I wanted.
So to me, this sounds like OEM plus cat.
This definitely sounds like the test pipes I had with OEM exhaust.
Exactly.
Completely.
Yeah.
But the strange thing is that usually when I do an exhaust like this, it'll be high pitched.
Yeah.
This is very deep, like very low.
Deepest quiet exhaust you can get.
Yeah.
Down. You'll see. You'll see.
For already being warm too, it sounds really good.
Yeah.
Like I'm really surprised. Now on YouTube, everyone would be like, oh, I want it to be super loud and crazy. This is not that kind of video. This is not my 1.5 million view video. Yeah. This is just more of like the tame, more mature edition, I guess. I don't know what you would say.
I would say mature.
No?
I would say you're getting tired of the loud exhaust.
True, okay.
All right, let's bring it out.
Yeah. That's the sound I was looking for. That's every car at Nürburgring.
And then,
wow.
Smell it. It's not horrible. You can smell it. Does it burn your eyes like crazy?
It's not how it is when it's catless. This is actually much better. Wow. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with that. Oh, this smells fine.
Yeah,
it's so much better than I thought. Usually when you do this with other exhausts, I'd be like, oh, my eyes, what do I do? But this is very, very tame, but still aggressive.
Yep. That's awesome. Wait until you drive it, and then you ring it out.
Yeah.
Because under load, it changes it completely.
That sounds so good. Very motorsport.
Ready to do a quick pull?
Launch it.
Go for it.
Dude.
One thing I've always wished is that people could express more of what the exhaust sounds like on camera. Oh, it's really good.
Doesn't it sound kind of like induction sound?
It sounds a lot like induction sound. I'm surprised at how it's like tame, but it's still a really, really like V8.
Yeah.
But the thing was, the last exhaust I had, that weird, I don't know what it is, the H-pipe. The weird exhaust I had last time changed the sound so much that now this just sounds way better.
Yeah.
It corrected it.
Yeah, so what we want as S65 V8 owners is that same sound that these engines produce. When you go true dual, it removes that raspiness, It introduces like a deeper tone. To me, with these, it makes it sound more like a Mustang, like a natural V8 engine that you hear that's like American muscle.
Yeah.
You know, with X-pipe or H-pipe on that merges the two banks together, it completely changes the sound. That's what people don't understand when you're buying an exhaust, right? People think, oh, there's an X-pipe, there's an H-pipe. Oh, it's the same thing. It's not. There's a difference. H-pipe, the way that it flows, right? It's gonna resonate off each other, bounce inside of there, and create back pressure flowing back out. That changes the sound completely.
So the tone will be completely different.
X-pipe, on the other hand, it merges together and it bounces and it flows evenly together. So it changes the sound too. Position of X-pipe where it is, and H-pipe changes the sound too. There's a lot of variances in exhaust systems.
It feels to me like it corrected the sound.
Yep.
Because before it sounded off and weird and it didn't help with the exhaust leak. But this is how I think S65 should sound.
Correct.
They sound very, very German V8.
Yeah, like German F1 V8.
That's how it should be too, because you were right. The other one sounded more like Mustang, Camaro,
like
American.
muscle car.
This sounds more foreign. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
I guess you could
More
say.
Euro, more
yeah,
Euro.
very.
That's a cool spot.
It works perfectly with double hump.
Look at where you put the camera.
If I had a single hump, it wouldn't work. Oh man, that's so much better. Wow. Oh, damn. There's an RS6 right here. Look at that thing. Jeez, that thing is so dope. Wow. I remember when I rode in Wendell's car and also in a couple other cars that had Acra, and I was never really into like the tin sound. That's how you would describe it, but I like it a lot now. I really like that. I don't know how to describe it. Tin sound. Oh man, the induction noise is amazing. Even with the stock plenum and stock intake, there's still so much induction sound. Oh. See, I remember riding in Brett Slicer's car. This is that same sound, except he had a Carbonius system. Let's see how it is. Oh. Yes, this is the sound I wanted for so long. Oh, it's so much better. Wow. Oh, damn. So very tame. I think it's one of the most tame exhausts I've ever done that is high flow cat. I mean, I haven't done high flow cats before, but this is the most tame for sure. But the best motorsport sound I've heard from the S65 as an S65 owner. I've heard this on other cars before, but experiencing it is a whole different story. But I really like it a lot. And it's tough because it's like a niche market of people that would want this setup, but I happen to fall into that category finally. Like I said, it's a niche market that you're in for spending this kind of money to get barely, you don't get a lot of sound compared to other big companies that make exhaust, but you get a lot of performance, you get the induction sound, and you get something that's tame. And instead of making the people outside around you hear the car, you get to focus on yourself as a driver. With this exhaust, you can feel and hear and understand what the car is doing inside the cabin, and not so much of like this crazy sound behind you and attracting a lot of attention. This doesn't attract a lot of attention. It's not that loud, but it sounds very Euro V8, like DTM race car, and that's exactly what I wanted. 19 exhaust setups, I'm finally here. It's cool. All right, we gotta tune this thing.
Full torque is at 2,000 RPM for my car.
Damn.
So as you guys know, this is like my go-to spot because precision's right here, but it's a beautiful day today. It's super hot. I had a good chance to drive around for a couple minutes and feel the tune. I'm gonna do, I guess, a separate video talking about two things. Is a tune worth it? And kind of the whole explanation on that. I'll have Mike go over everything. You may see I have a wing on the car. I didn't really do a video about that. I do have some footage, but I'm building this car for me. This is not really a YouTube car. I have a couple things here and there, but primarily this car is for me. So it feels good to build a car for myself.
You can see though, this is a huge wing. A lot of people may not like it, but you know what? It's roofline. It makes the car feel amazing. 700 pounds of downforce, and it'll help with the track. So we'll see how it does. So right now we have traction off at 5 bars, and we'll put it at 6. Oh! Oh! Dude, this is a completely different car now. That exhaust sounds so good. I cannot wait for a carbon plenum. Oh, yes, I'm obsessed. It's so good. So I'm back at my house now, and if you look behind me, you may notice there's a couple things missing. The funny thing is though, I just finished building my racing simulator. I mean, I've been done with it for like a month, but I've added a couple small things. Like I got the sequential shifter because I only do Australian V8s, and I got the new sim dash and all this stuff, and I really like it a lot. But I think I'm gonna upgrade to SimuCube soon. I just want to change it up a little bit. DD1's great. I want to be able to run an extension without the paddles because I don't use the paddles that often, but I've been getting a lot of practice in here. Getting really fast in Imola and getting very fast at a couple other tracks. The Teardown will start very soon. I have to take all this apart and move it to a new place, but my new place is gonna be so worth it. I cannot wait. I'm so excited for it.